Hi, we just finished meeting for intonation practice on Wednesday, August 9th, and we started with something that looks like a very short, simple sentence, but it has a lot going on. So thank you for suggesting this one because it was a good example. Instead of she'll let you in, I added the invisible W, the intrusive W, because you're going from a rounded U to an unrounded in, and it will sound like win. You win. She'll doesn't have to sound like a perfect E. It can sound like the little bit lower I. And that makes it a little more simple. Instead of she, where your tongue rises and then it has to come down and make the L, she'll. You can keep your tongue more in one position, I, and then go up for the L. She'll. She'll. Oh, I forgot to mark this connection because you have two L's together. You just make one L. She'll let, and now you have a T and a Y next to each other. So you can make a connection, ch, let you in. Or you don't have to. You can keep it let you. Or you can make the connection and change you to ya. And now it's letcha. If you have letcha, then you're not rounding your lips. Letcha in. And you don't have the invisible W. So here's all the options. She'll let she'll let you in. She'll let you in. She'll let you in. That's a lot in that little sentence. Rules and rituals. You can say rituals, but it's shorter and easier to say rituals. So rules and you don't have to say the and. Rules and rituals. You're connecting the Z from rules and then you're dropping the D, an and you're changing the a to an So it's going to sound like rules and rules and rituals. Rules and rituals. I didn't know that that car was the one that he wanted. There's not many connections here at all except that he, which makes an H deletion. So that D. The T changes to a D and the H in the he disappears completely. So that he sounds like that D. I didn't, you don't have to say the didn't. I didn't know that that car was the one that he wanted. I'm going I'm going to the store. Going changes to dropping the final G, which makes it going, and it sounds like going. And you can think of win or one, whatever helps. I'm going to the store. The two changes to to. I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store. In the room. In the room. This was brought up both of to the, which changes to the, and in the, your tongue is going from behind the top teeth. If I say to the, my tongue is here, to the, and then it has to come out for the. So you have to lower it to the. In the, you can kind of slide from the same position behind the top teeth, and slide it down the back of your teeth, and a little further forward for the TH. In the room. I'm supposed to be there early. In this case, it means I was required to do it, but maybe I did not. I'm supposed to, excuse me, be there early. I'm going to take a break. I didn't want to do that in your ear. I'm supposed to be there early. I suppose I'll leave at 5. I'll. So instead of I'll, again, instead of going I'll, you can keep your tongue flatter and in one position and then go up for the L and it will sound like all. And nobody will notice. I suppose I'll leave at 5. I suppose I'll leave at 5. And if you just hear somebody give an answer, maybe they're not committing totally. Are you going to go? I suppose. I suppose. Like, I think I will, but it may not be definite. I'm looking through the slightest slit. So, slightest. The T changes to a D. And then because the last T won't be heard, slightest, you'll hold it in the T position. You can keep that there, slightest slit, or just skip the T because you have two S's so close to each other that the T can drop slightest slit. And people will know from context. Although this is a very weird sentence and I don't know what it means. I'm looking through the slightest slit. Are you going to go? Going to changes to gonna, and you're putting together the two. So the going and the to now are just one word, and you don't need to use the to at all. And in regular writing and casual style, we spell it like this, but it really sounds like gonna. Both syllables are Are ya instead of are you? Are you gonna go? Are you gonna go? Are you gonna go? Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling. And thank you for your call. So let me go through all these again without stopping. But this one had 3. So she'll let you in. She'll let you in. She'll let you in. Rules and rituals. I didn't know that that car was the one that he wanted. I'm I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store. I think I emphasized going. Um, I have to pick one side to look at. I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store. In the room. I'm supposed to be there early. I suppose I'll leave at 5. I suppose I'm I made this a contraction. I'm looking through the slightest slit. Are you gonna go? Thank you for calling. Thank you for your call. And we have words. So we have a few words here that are very similar. Preceptive. This pre doesn't have to sound like pre, it can sound like pri. But the important part is that you have the PR together. Preceptive. And this one is very similar, but it's PER. Perceptive. Perceptive. And this one is very similar. Perspective. Perspective. Intermittent. So you can keep the first T, intermittent, or you can drop that first T, intermittent, either way. But mittent will be shortened to the syllabic end, mitten, no matter what you do with inter. And this is where it also sounds very similar. Intermission or intermission. And then cold. You're putting your tongue in the L position and holding it and then stopping the airflow by stopping the airflow. Cold. When I make the D, then all the air stops coming out of my mouth. Cold. You won't hear the D if you hear it after, if it's the last word in the sentence or if it's before a consonant. I'm cold. But you will hear it if there's a vowel. It's cold in here. And you have to round your lips. Cold. But number 10, don't round your lips. Caw. Open more. Called. And it's the same situation. You have to go to the L, called, and then stop the airflow. And you'll hear it if there's a vowel after it. I called on Tuesday. Tell him I called. And that will sound just like call. And for this one, hold your tongue in the L position for a longer call than you may think. If you say call, it could be very quick. Call. And again, if it's at the end, I'll give him a call. You may not hear it too much, but I'll call him on Tuesday. Call him. Then you'll have to have it so it can connect. So again, without me talking, perceptive, perceptive, perspective, intermittent or intermittent, intermission or intermission, cold, called, call. All right, that's it. I forgot to schedule this meetup until the very last minute, so if you missed it today, I'm not surprised. But for those that found me at the very last minute, thank you for coming. It was a nice small group and good to see everybody. So thanks and have a good evening.